What's going on, guys? Back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about Black Friday 2024 and some of my pickups, or their lack of, because it's been an interesting year. Every year we kind of face this dilemma as physical media collectors with the decline of actual sales and stores to go to. With Best Buy out of the picture, mostly everything that you're going to be seeing is online pickups. Of course, thanks to November being also Criterion month sale, that also contributed to the stack of Blu-rays that I purchased. But if it wasn't for some of these boutique labels, it would be a pretty disappointing year for Black Friday in terms of Blu-rays. I went to Target and they had completely eliminated their entire Blu-ray section, which was kind of a joke at that point to begin with anyway. There was only like one shelf that had a couple of Blu-rays. Now they have nothing. So, 2 Targets and no Blu-rays. They're kind of out the window at this point too. So pretty much everything I purchased was online. Getting started, I wanted to pick up Furiosa on 4K. That dropped on sale for about $13, and that was on sale for about 24 hours. And that was prior to Black Friday, and it just got sold out and never went back on sale. Same thing happened to Challengers. That lasted for about a week. And at that point, when I decided to buy it, it was just too late. And that sale never came back, though it should be getting a 4K release any month now, so maybe not a complete loss there. But in terms of some of the pickups I got on Amazon's website, following the one source that I use, which is Bluray.com, to track some of these movie deals, I did pick up Oppenheimer on 4K. Really good deal for $13. Obviously, in many cases with Amazon and Black Friday, it does not come with the slipcover. Next up is The Holdovers. This is a newly found classic film that I'll be watching every Christmas or holiday season. Such a good film. Really highly recommended for those people that hadn't seen it. One of my favorites from last year. Another title that went on sale, and this one might go on sale more often, but I just kind of never picked it up for some reason, and that was Howl's Moving Castle. This had dropped to like about $15, and for any of the anime collectors out there, anime generally holds its value. It never drops in price. Like, I wanted to pick up The Boy and the Heron, for example. That didn't drop in value, on Black Friday. I was expecting it to maybe go to $15 as well, but that's still holding there in the $22 range. But it is also available on 4K, so of the few anime that actually exist on 4K, you kind of want to own it on 4K, so I'm still waiting for that to drop. But Howl's Moving Castle, recently rewatched it and just further confirmed that I did want to own that said film. Next up is a film that I feel like it's been always on sale, but I've kind of forgot about it until I looked at my saved for later cart. And I saw Frost Nixon, and it was like $4, and I'm like, this is a movie I do want to own, especially after the election season. I really wanted to rewatch this. For $4, this is a steal. That covers Amazon and Black Friday deals. It's pretty disappointing, actually. But I do have a few other titles I picked up on Amazon, the UK side, because it seemed like Amazon UK had more deals. And I picked up a few titles that I've been meaning to pick up for quite a bit of time, because one title in particular was Annette. The only way that you're gonna physically own this movie, and if you've watched my physical media, movies that need to come out in the United States, this movie doesn't exist anywhere except the UK and France. They're all region imports. If you want to see this film in the United States, you have to digitally stream it. So yes, this is Region B locked. Luckily, I do have a Region B player, so I'm really happy to say that I finally own this movie on physical media. The same thing can be said about Holy Spider, a film that I really enjoyed when it first came out. Now, it does exist in the United States, but it's also like twice the price of what I paid for this. So for both of these movies, it was 2 for £16, which is almost roughly $16. That was a much greater deal to me than purchasing Holy Spider for about $18 on its own. Especially if you're purchasing something from the UK, you're paying for that shipping, so you might as well be adding a few other titles in. Which is why I picked up some Arrow titles in addition to that, and I picked up Theater of Blood because I did enjoy this when I first saw this. Also available in the United States as a Region A. About the same price actually, but I do like the packaging of this a little bit more. I also picked up this 4-film set from the Shaw Brothers collection, and originally I wanted to purchase that big box set, the Volume 1 set. It had dropped to like $80 about a year and a half ago. Never bought it, and then now it's like 120, 130 or more dollars. And there's probably like 4 or 5 films that I care to view in that collection. So to me, like, it would be worth purchasing it for $80, but not for the price that they're selling it now. So luckily Arrow does sell smaller combo packs of all these movies. I mostly got this for Heroes of the East, one of the best martial arts films of all time. Executioners from Shaolin is a pretty fun movie. And then these other 2 films, they're just okay. I think Dirty Ho is kind of underrated. It is a fun movie. And then Challenge of the Masters was just okay. But for about $25, I think this is a much better deal because mainly just wanted to own it for that one movie. Obviously, with November also being Criterion month, I picked up quite a few titles as well. And the first title I picked up was Pan's Labyrinth, one of my favorite Guillermo del Toro films. And I was considering buying this on 4K, but after looking deeper into it, I heard that the Criterion Blu-ray actually holds up really well, and in some cases is superior to the 4K. So I went up and picked that up, especially since the artwork is pretty nice. I do prefer it over the 4K artwork. Next up, one of my favorite recently discovered musicals, and that is All That Jazz. If you haven't seen this film, please do watch it. It is one heck of a movie. You know, when this movie first started, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna like this movie. This main character is so despicable. But somehow I just fell in love with this movie. I think it's a really great film with such artistic flair. It just has to be seen. I feel like a good number of people who have seen this film really speak highly of it. So I would definitely give this movie a chance. Even if you're not a fan of musicals, I think it might win you over. Last year, I wanted to pick up Election. They didn't have it at the Barnes & Noble that I went to, and kind of forgot about it. And then it was like, oh, it's on the shelf now. It being election season, kind of wanted to rewatch it, so I rewatched it. I'm like, yeah, this still holds up pretty well. I do want to own this movie, and I picked this up. So, really good comedy. Next up is Victims of Sin. This was a film that I recently saw on the Criterion channel. It is a Mexican, almost like a soap opera, but I really enjoyed the music, the drama, the acting, and the touching story that's woven into this. I decided to pick this up because it is a newer release. It's not going to be in stores for as long, and you know, sometimes you forget titles, and it just might be one of those movies where I'm like, all right, if I don't see it, I'm probably not picking it up. So I was like, you know what, let's get it. It's a smaller film. I did enjoy this quite a bit. I do want to own this. Next up is a French film that I've been... Here's the thing again. Like, I saw this in stores once. I never purchased it, and I kept forgetting about it online, and there was just other movies that I wanted to pick up. So I was like, you know what? That's it. Like, I'm tired of waiting for like 2 years, and I'm picking up La Poisson. This is such a fun, dark comedy about a couple like trying to outsmart each other and kill one another without the other person knowing. It's got like this Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing going for it. Obviously, it's a much older film and they're not secret agents, but I thought the humor was really funny. The story immersed me, and this was just like one of those like very short but like sweet, right to the punch kind of movies. I just really had to own. If you're looking for a dark French comedy, check out La Poisson. Highly recommend this one. And then the 2 big titles that I picked up for this month in the Criterion sale was The Shape of Water on 4K. Really, this is probably my favorite Guillermo del Toro film. It's really that or Pan's Labyrinth. Such a beautiful film to look at. The score is great, the acting is superb, the lighting is amazing, and then just the little subtle touches and homages it plays to other films that I enjoy, like The Red Shoes, you know, and even, of course, Creature from the Black Lagoon. So really fell in love with this movie when it first came out, and I'm glad to own it now on 4K. I did not purchase it when it originally came out, so really happy that I waited. And now it's part of the Criterion Collection on 4K and with this beautiful artwork. And then lastly is a film that I've been holding off for like the longest time because I was like, this is such a big movie, it's gotta get a 4K release. And it finally happened, and I'm glad I waited because Seven Samurai is now on 4K on the Criterion Collection. And I can't wait to rewatch this because I think when I first saw it, I saw it on DVD or something. I really enjoyed the film then, and I was like, this movie really needs a proper restoration. And like, for a movie as old as this and in the condition that I saw it in, like, I was like, yeah, this movie 100% needs a 4K restoration. Like, this movie really deserves it. And finally happy to own this film. One of my favorite Akira Kurosawa films, and of course I had to add it to my collection. So those were the pickups for November in terms of the very lackluster Black Friday deals, a few Arrow video sales, and of course Criterion taking up the mass of this haul. Well, very curious to see what other people picked up. Maybe some areas there were better deals. Maybe I missed some sales besides the pre-Black Friday sales. If you picked up any Blu-rays during the Black Friday, or even Criterion, Arrow, Kino, Vinegar Syndrome, or some of these other smaller labels, just curious what other people are picking up and adding to their collection as well. Please do comment those titles down below. Be very curious to check that out. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys can hit that thumbs up down below, would really appreciate the support. Make sure to subscribe down below for more content from this channel, and I will see you guys in a later video.